Hey, today we're going to talk about what you should be thinking about when you swing. So there's certain questions I get asked quite often when I do ball striking demonstrations. I used to do exhibitions all the time at golf schools. I do them once in a while now. I did one recently in Las Vegas at an event. And I get asked this question quite often is, Todd, what do you think about during your swing? What are you thinking about when you're swinging? And it's an interesting question because I might be thinking before I swing. Obviously, there's nothing I'm thinking about during my swing. But recently, a guy asked the question, he goes, do you think about squaring the face? How do you think about squaring the face? Do you look at a particular part of the ball? Are you trying to hit the golf ball? Are you swinging at the golf ball? And it's really none of the above. And one of the things that I think people get caught up in is they're aiming at the golf ball, trying to get the club to do something. But you got to realize one thing about the golf swing. The golf swing is going so fast, from backswing, from address to backswing to downswing, that the moment you have a thought, and if you act on that thought for motion, it's too late. There's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do during your golf swing that's going to think to change it. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't think a little bit before it, and you can't maybe think after it, but during your swing, you must find a way to learn the motion of a golf swing and not think about it. But I did come up with an answer, because if I run into a problem where I'm not hitting it very well, what do I do to kind of correct that? And I think that's a good question is Todd, you're on the golf course and you're not hitting it well. What thought can you have that's going to help you get back into your rhythm, into your golf swing? And it's a pretty simple thought, and it's actually a drill that I would say that I do, but it's not really a drill, and I'm not a big fan of drill. What I am a fan of is motion. So in other words, if I'm going to hit a golf ball, here's the motion that's happening. I build a relationship at address, I leverage the club, I stabilize the body, and I swing through. That's really what's happening in a swing. So you have the proper address position, you put yourself in a position to produce speed, you stabilize, and then you accelerate the club. But one thing that's happening in that motion is I'm going from backswing to through swing. And that's really where I think and the face, by the way, squares at that time. So watch this. So if I do this, if I go from a backswing to a through swing, somewhere in there the face squared. So to me, how good am I go from here to here matters. So I call it replacing the shoulders. Here's what I mean by that. If you look at where my lead shoulder is in the backswing, and then if you look where my trail shoulder goes through in the through swing, it's like this shoulder is being replaced with this shoulder. Now, why do I like that thought of a drill? It's because there's a lot of rhythm to that. Back, replace, so it creates a rhythm. In that rhythm, the face squares, all right? If I don't get this replaced, I hang back, so that would not square face. If I have to make a backswing in order to get a through swing, so you'll notice if I have the drill of replacing the shoulders from back to replace, it focuses heavily on the finish. Well, the finish to me, and I've seen this in a lot of my research, is the finish position is where a lot of people have some trouble. They don't have a good range, they're not stable, they're out of their bends, and the club doesn't get through the plane. Well, if you're not good in your finish position, you certainly won't be good and fast through the impact position. So again, my replacing the shoulders drill is my way of getting the rhythm back. Now, it doesn't mean I think about that during the swing. Let's say I'm on the course, I hit a couple bad shots. I might stick to the side and just kind of replace the shoulders and just feel my rotations again. And then I'll step up and then I'll have that same feeling in place. But notice I'm not focused on what the club is doing. I'm not focused on squaring the face. I'm just setting up correctly and replacing the shoulders. And that feeling of replacing the shoulders gives me my rhythm back, gives me my speed back, and in the process squares the face. So my answer to how do you fix your swing if it gets off track is a motion rhythm related solution. Get back into rhythm, get back into your motion. Because what I see people tend to do is they get super focused on result. I got to square the face. And man, if you're focused on result, you're asking for problems because you can't think faster than the swing can happen. So you start manipulating things, and they're out of time and out of sequence. Then you get out of sorts. So my solution always is get back in rhythm. So again, let's say I'm having a bad day, I'm not hitting it very good. All right, I'm gonna step back in here, get comfortable at address, feel good, and just go shoulder to shoulder, get back in rhythm. And again, when I'm in rhythm with my shoulders, the club starts making a better path. When the club makes a better path, it squares better, I hit better shots. That's a drill I use. I don't use a lot of them, and I hope that helps. Click the bell icon, give me a thumbs up. I got more drills for the single plane swing.